Hello and welcome. Yes, I'm not lagging. Good. Welcome to Distant Dungeons, where we share our homebrew game with you guys. We are doing our Tales of the Rupture stream, which is our sci-fi D&D, high magic, high fantasy, everything. D&D campaign. And good. So let's dive right in. We have a full party here today. And let's do a small recap from the events of last time. You find yourself in Emberstone, a subterranean city belonging to the Azers. They call themselves the Embers, and you came here in search of Emilra, Inanis's mother, who was well, you thought she was dead, and there was some footage of her escaping. The Cube had hired you to retrieve her, and they were paying quite well. And they want some information from her. You ventured into this territory. You evaded and or fought some of the Regency fighters. They were trying to do some seismic activities to drive the embers out of their home. And yeah, you entered the city. You had a brief encounter with General Grava back in the pools, in the crystal pools, and after some moments, you met your mother, Emilra. You shared a small family reunion moment with your father and your mother, finally reunited. Secrets were shared, and well, for the others, markets were visited, and and a lot. Now you find yourselves in the guest tea rooms within the halls of flame, surrounded by these lush marble halls. There are these decorated, intricate columns, and for most of you, especially Yoneda, you have traveled beyond this galaxy. Within the galaxy, there's not much dwarven influence actually, but you have read books, you have seen movies, and it all feels like this dwarven extravaganza, sort of a lot of these marbles and statues and all. But they do have the excessive use of fire and lava motifs in their paintings. Even in, you see the chandeliers are just lava flows, and through all the decorations. You all earned your overdue rest. There was a point that I missed last time. It was the time, because you hadn't arrived here at midnight, around something like that. So what would be at dinner is because they calculate time differently under here. So um, their dinner is your lunch, just for the sake of continuity. Good.
We're a bit jet lagged.
Um, yes, exactly. So over the long rest, you tend to yourselves, to your injuries, bandages in some cases. You did have quite an intense fight, and you learned some valuable lessons, and even in all the encounters that have led you here. And let's start with Inanis. Inanis, you during the last during your time here, you spend a lot of time with your mother. I'd say after your discussion, and you even talk about some other things. Your father, well, he's had quite a journey, and you see he passes out and enters a trance on the sofa. And well, I suppose your mother, she's as she meets you, you start delving into these discussions on, even last time we had left with it. What are these eclipse shards? What do they do? How are they created? And you delve deeper within this. She turns to you at one point and she says, "You know, Inanis, I I sometimes am fearful of what I have created. I am I'm not just talking about the rupture in terms of the weapon, but I think a barrier has been broken in our science, and I believe we share the responsibility sort of do this right, what do you think the void is?
The void. Hmm. How should I put it? I mean, I find it interesting. It's
That it is.
I'm there seems to be power just within the void, like in emptiness itself.
That is
So
true.
hmm, I need to
It's
think
very
about it.
weird.
I don't know what to say.
I'm gonna ask you to do an intelligence check.
Oh shit.
And
Intelligence.
and
Is it any
yes,
specific?
um, I'd
Uh,
say I think you'd have proficiency due to your studies with the sort of on the dark crystals, etc. So you'd have proficiency, and you have advantage because I suppose your mother is exploring these the borders with you.
okay. Not too bad. Intelligence. Total. Wait. So plus three. So 18.
Okay, okay, good. Okay, so as the two of you study together, and you lay out the shard even on the table. Let me just change the scenery. In fact, let's do that. D- Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
shit.
good.
Okay.
Oh shit, no. Tried to pick it
You
up
lay out
from.
the pendant with the dark crystal with a bluish hue, especially as the light hits it. Now, this is not it's not like talking to an entity, but it's similar. You are studying right now. If you have any questions that you would like to ask, you can ask
Okay.
them with that successful intelligence
Okay.
check.
Alright. Let me
I
see.
don't know. It's up to you.
Hmm.
You may have not have any questions, but feel free.
So this is questions in terms of the void or the shard itself.
Both, anything.
Okay. Okay. Question. Let's see. I would. Did I get something? Let me see if I find it. I would try to glean the understanding of the cost associated
Ooh.
between the artifact and the shards, how that
That's very nice.
functions.
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah. I
forgot
like that.
the name. I don't think we have a name for the cost of the Eclipse Compass and the respective features, and I would like to try and study that if I find
That's
any
fair. That's fair.
connection.
Yes. Yes. So in this case, I'd say as with the successful investigation, you start understanding that it works on the magica particles, especially even your mother brings it up. The fact that when uh, when the void crystals, the dark crystals, are in contact with matter, they seem to be they seem to annihilate each other, and it seems to feed on this. It seems to feed on by producing sort of by giving it magical power. It activates. So perhaps that could be something you could explore, feeding it magical energy.
Hmm.
And even it makes sense because even to enter sort of that realm,
Hmm.
it was sort of sucking out some magical essence.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Hmm.
If you have any questions, you can feel
Yeah.
free to ask even later.
Okay, all
In
right.
the if you want, if you have questions right now, feel free.
Right now, let's see, is something else maybe? Um, could could I? So this is during the long rest or after?
This is during the long rest. I'd say even over. Um, um, I suppose at some points you do go. It's all of it. So if you want,
Okay,
even
okay,
after the
just
long rest,
hmm.
because in
Could
fact,
I?
as part of this, you sort of unravel some tier three spells.
Yeah.
In
Okay,
fact,
okay, okay. So all
so
right, I see
this
what
would
to
lead
do.
to that as well. So you
Hmm.
can even do it afterwards if you want.
Okay. Mm, okay, but I think that's already good. But so could I try to use one of my, let's see, then I need to check something for my spell list, and I'll use it thematically with this. Let me see if I can
Let me give you
find.
some time. Let me give you
Yes, I
some
would
time.
like to try to do magical spell.
Okay.
I'll do a selection, so I'll do and cast World Seek as a ritual
Ooh,
on
okay, okay.
the uh, on the crystal, on the shard,
Uh-huh.
to see like how the magic interacts. So I'm not using directly my spell slots or my spell points, but I'm
Uh-huh.
casting it as a ritual.
Okay, 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 I
And
see.
I say for the day I have that spell fixed. So
I'm gonna say, you notice that as you're casting the ritual, it doesn't seem to be working with the ritual. It has to be an influx of magica
okay,
that
okay,
happens
okay.
at a time.
It needs to be
And it,
instantaneous. Alright.
yes, and in fact, it's not even about casting a spell. It just sucks the magica from you. It's not about casting a spell into it.
Okay,
It's
okay.
just sucks it.
Alright.
But
Well,
it's something that you learn.
for today, because we don't know what's going to happen in a
Let's
few hours, I'm not going to attempt.
Furthermore, who has the Eclipse Compass?
Yep, that's
On
the
the
Eclipse
ship.
It's in the
compass.
ship.
The
Yeah.
ship. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, fair enough. So you don't even have access. Fair enough.
Confirming there wasn't some like
And
way
also,
that I could
like-
carry it, no? It was like a
And also,
massive
like,
staff.
isn't it huge?
No?
You did last time notice that it has this feature resize. I forgot I think
Did we? Did we?
Hanging on it.
your
Yeah,
mom
I
your
did.
mom you
I think
or
one of
I
us.
forgot.
We were. I think it was together.
I believe so because you managed to get it to the size of your palm.
Ah, yes, yes.
And no one took it with
Had
her?
No one noticed.
as far as I know, no one took it.
Yeah, because yes, yeah. What I did, because then what I did was I think I found it. I did it, and then I replaced it with the same size and left it there.
Yeah, that's what I believe. Exactly. That's
I
what I
think
believe.
that's because I know that I experimented with it, but I didn't move it, so that
Exactly.
no one notices.
Okay, yes, good.
As that, so we didn't,
beautiful.
we don't know that it does it. Only Anonymous knows
exactly.
that it does
Fair
it.
enough. Fair enough. Yes.
Because let me see at what
Please
time
speak.
did I. Yeah, the resize. I think I only know it because it's the last item that I rolled
Why
out,
wouldn't
and I
you
was the
just
only one
take it?
doing it.
Why?
Yep.
Why?
Because
Beautiful.
it would be known.
Yes, we would know it as a team. We know it's there. Say that.
In the meantime, while Inanis, you are deep.
Wish.
I don't know what tier 3 spells are you choosing.
I picked mine.
Well, I have the two automatic from my class, and
That's good.
at the moment, Aura of Vitality.
Beautiful. Yes, you got Void Wind, right?
Void Wind and Vampiric Touch.
Good. And if I may remind you, you can also get a mega spell. I believe at every level, if I'm not mistaken.
That's,
We can confirm.
that's what I'm doing, but I don't know if that
That's
applies
okay.
to clerics as well. Because
No,
that
to
applies.
clerics, because since I can choose the
my
spell list, I need to select.
But I did do that.
My bad.
I have a fixed
Fair.
number of spells.
I got hack system.
Good.
No.
So, Inanis, if you have any questions that you think over the long rest, you can ask them later as you're researching. In the meantime, at the same time, Revraimi. Revraimi, you are quite exhausted. You've taken sort of even the initiative in most of the fights. You were at the forefront. You were running here and there, pulling people, pushing people, kicking people, whatever. So as and even while you were here, I'd say you were always on alert. Even when you went to the pools, you hesitated to remove the armor. You've had this. You were hesitating removing the armor. You were hesitating, feeling vulnerable, and this has taken a toll. Even as you retreat to the tea rooms, and you are surrounded by allies, you take a moment and you relax. You head to the sleeping quarters, let's say, and are you going to have a long rest, right? Am I right, Rev Raimi?
I was meditating with Badris.
Yes, I think I was helping her meditate because she's
Yes,
stressed.
I remember. Yes, you're right. And as Valrus helps, sort of helps you loosen up. You fall into this lull. You still are a little restless, but even with the help of Valrus's guidance, you fall into this deep sleep, and it's deeper. Usually, you've had a lot of light sleeps. You've always been on alert, but this time you fall deeper, and at one point you start feeling hot. Um, the room around you begins to heat up. And in the beginning, it's nice, it's warm, but it becomes hotter and hotter, and at one point it becomes quite unbearable. You wake up, sit upright, and around you is not the room that you slept in. Around you there's this fiery planescape. Let's change the background. Very similar to what you've been through upstairs, up at the top. Lava flows here and there. There's fires that are spontaneously combusting, and it seems that as though everything is burning. The sky itself is burning. There's smoke that blocks your vision, and apart from the sizzling heat, you also hear screams from the distance echoing. The smoke clouds most of your vision, but at one point, from not so far away from you, about perhaps 40 feet away from you, where there seems to be a vent that is emitting a lot of gases and smoke, you see a creature, an orc, a half orc, and you do recognize him. It is your brother, Letho. He emerges and he seems to be hauling what seems to be a minecart. He seems to be traveling on a small path that you didn't notice before, and as he's going through the smoke, he spots you. Is there anything that you'd like to say?
Later? What? Big brother, what is this? Where is this? What's happening? How are you? Here.
Rev, is that you? And you see he lets go of the minecart, what he's holding, the handle of the minecart that falls with a thud, and he comes to you slowly. He seems to be injured.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I thought you were dead. What are you doing here? What is here? Where are we? What happened?
Am I lagging? Or is it
You're fine.
just-
You're fine.
You were duck facing for a second.
Ah.
Disgusting moment.
Sorry, Rev. He says, well, I can believe this is you. I remember fire. That's all I remember. I don't know where we are. What has happened, Rev? Revi, he says, because that's his nickname for you.
I was about to ask you the same question. I was told that you died. I tried to reach
died?
out and touch him.
And as you grab his arm, he is there. He seems very real. He says, "Oh, Rev,
I've discovered so many things. I've learned so many truths that I never wanted to. I didn't want to believe.
Did you
them.
learn about the corruption of the Regency?"
That I did. And apparently you were sacrificed for a weapon that they're building.
course.
How are you
I know.
alive? What is happening?
I don't know. I don't know what is this. I don't have much answers. But, Rev Raimi, I cannot do anything here. You must avenge me.
Of course, I'm not letting anyone else be used like this, but if you're alive, maybe I can bring you home to Mom and
I
Dad
don't know
and
what this
the
is.
kids.
I don't know where this is. I don't know what this is. I may very well be. I don't think I am a spirit, but I may very well be. So, but Rev Raimi, you must not let this happen to others.
I will not. Oh, trust me, I will not. I hug him, like, very tight.
Very nice. And
If you're alive, I promise I will find you. No matter where you are, I promise I will find you. And I will bring you
go ahead and
home.
roll a perception check.
I'm scared.
First level roll you got it.
Oh no. Oh no.
It's amazing. It's
Perception, we said.
I'm sure
Yes.
it's gonna be great.
16 total.
Okay, there you go.
Okay.
It's great.
Yeah. As you hug him, he whispers, "I will wait for you. See you, Ravi." And as you grasp him tightly, you feel the heat. You feel as though, you know how when wicks sort of burn out or candles burn out, even when wood burns out, it becomes a shell of its former self, and then it crumples into dust and into ash. That's what happens. And as the ash falls down, you see ahead of you, from where he came, there are buildings, structures, and you recognize some identifying features. There are these brass rooftops at the top. And that's what you note.
And what does that mean? Like, in the sense, is it like...
It's
all you get.
It's a landmark. It's something that you can
Yes, but you said that I recognize or that I can recognize?
like you could.
No, you just make out. You make out these structures
Okay,
made
because
of brass.
I understood
no
that you
recognition.
recognize, so I was like, okay, then what
No,
happened?
fair enough. No, you don't know what they are. They're just unique buildings that you can. It's a landmark, exactly. So,
Something
yeah.
to.
and as you sort of he fades away, you look around you and you emerge from the dream, and you have gained a long rest. This desire to avenge what has happened to your brother sort of replaces your perhaps at some point was guilt in the beginning. You felt that you should have known. You shouldn't have been part of the Regency. You should have many things, but now it's being replaced, and the guilt is being replaced by they are the people who wronged you. They are the people who wronged your people, and that is where we are at. Beautiful.
Is Valor still there?
I'm not around. I've probably woken up before. I'm hanging around next to you, just like.
Yeah.
I'm going to
slowly
take a moment. I'm going to take a moment, then I'm going to sit up.
Oh,
I'm going to be like,
good.
Valris,
Hi, Rev. Good morning. I
Hey.
think afternoon. I'm not sure.
hey, hi.
Yeah. Hi.
A bit of a random question.
Yeah.
Have you ever interacted with different planes while you were asleep?
You know, funny you kind of mentioned that. Not exactly, but
In fact, let's dive into Valorous.
oh shit! No, I actually haven't. Oh crap!
Oh, fuck, oh no. Oh shit.
Before you discuss what do you experience? So Valorous, you started off. It was a good because I'm going alphabetically and Valorous is after Ravi, so that's perfect. So yeah, Valorous, you started off soothing. Rev Raimi trying to loosen up, and you yourself you fall into this deep lull in your trance. You dive deeper. There's this blackness, this darkness that envelops you, and suddenly there's these dots, sparks, stars in the darkness. It is a night sky. There is a crack that appears in the middle. In fact, let me just. Here we are. As this small rift opens in the night sky before you, you do notice these beads of light that start to arc across the rift, seemingly stitching the rift up, making sure it doesn't expand further as they hold onto it. And you see yourself gazing onto what seems to be like gates. Behind them, there's this blackness, but not simply just darkness. It's a hungry darkness. You get this ravenous feel from it, and it's frightening. And as you look at, as you gaze upon the stitches, you hear this voice.
Yeah.
And you remember what the keepers used to say, what was required of you.
Mm-hmm.
That you lay your life for the cause. And at this moment, as you're remembering this, one of the stitches snaps as the top of the rift opens partially. It's sort of unzipping as power flows out of the rift, and you feel your arcane well sort of expand. And as a result, you also know you've gained access to your tier 3 spells. What would you have chosen as these sort of are revealed to you?
There is a reminder of what I am running from, and therefore I take haste to run as fast as I can away from this unnecessary obligation. I feel that raw power, these greater mages that I ran from, and I seek to counter them, and ergo I take the counter spell in order to avoid, and I think to move the ship. I think to how I feel when I pilot the hound that is within that kind of awakens, and I think of all the ships that, like the recent encounters I've had of the AI take over our ship, of being overwhelmed by enemy vessels, and I seek out a way to make sure that I can return the favor, and I take the hack system spell in order to be able to corrupt enemy vessels, make sure that they don't chase me.
Very nice. Yeah. And I would also like you to do a wisdom saving.
That's fun. I love doing those.
That's always encouraging.
That's always great. That's fantastic. That's a 5.
Beautiful. Good. And you can shake off this feeling as though you're being watched.
Yeah.
Good. Yes. So you wake up from this. You feel this well of raw power within you. You feel charged. In fact, as you wake up, you have a lot of energy. Mm-hmm. And after some time, Rev Raimi wakes up. You have this discussion, and you can proceed.
Yeah. Essentially, what you would find me there for is pacing, rather than chillaxing. You find me aggressively pacing around the room. And then like I'll turn to you as you ask, and I'll say, yeah, funny you should mention that. I had a very bad dream, and usually I don't dream. It's not how elves work usually.
I also had a bit of a not necessarily bad but particular dream. If you want to talk about it, I'm all ears.
Yeah. Sure, and I'll talk about, like, we can have essentially. I'll share what I saw in my dream.
And I'll share what I saw.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be like, so I don't know what to think about this.
Yeah.
conclusion.
Well,
I have never traveled to
Ah,
other
that
planes.
makes sense.
I don't know that. I don't know if traveling to
Ah.
other planes it's like
mm,
a thing. I don't know what that was. It felt very much alive.
mhm.
But you know, from what you told me that you saw,
I think
doesn't
yours
seem-
was much more of a vision rather than a dream. I think mine was a little bit more metaphoric. Maybe. Or maybe it was actually objective. I don't know. This is something.
As Rev Rhyme is speaking, I'd like you to do a history or arcana check.
Okay. I do in my mind connect a little bit like, does it connect vibe for what I saw? Like portal, and I saw the fire and shit. It does
Go
like.
ahead and roll.
Yeah. What am I doing? History or arcana?
Yes.
History or arcana? I'm gonna not roll there. I'm gonna roll here. I rolled also very bad. I'll do Arcana, but it's technically the same. 7.
7. Okay. Apart from the fact that the door was brass.
Okay. The door isn't the gate that I saw in.
Yes.
Okay, that was also brass. Yeah. Okay. I'll mention that. It seems like this brass motif is meaningful in some way. Something to maybe look
I mean,
into.
the church seemed to love its metals.
Does indeed. Beautiful. So in the meantime, in the corner of the room, Yermo, you went to sleep quite early. You felt restless in the beginning. You even were texting and asking people to buy you stuff. But over the course of everything, you did get some mates kind of come in. They did offer you some tea and stuff. But yeah, and at one point, you managed to doze off. You drift into sleep, but as you sleep sort of restlessly, half here, half there, you hear this high pitch. It sort of shakes you awake. This as you look around and you do see there's a kettle, seemingly placed on a wooden stump, and it seems to be boiling. There's the water sort of steaming out from it and doing this very sort of high pitched sound. What would you like to do?
I'll get up. So am I like in a kitchen? Is that the idea?
No, it seems the kettle perhaps was left over by the maids.
So I'm still in the
Not
room.
sure. Yeah. You wake up in the
Okay,
room.
okay.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll just go up to the kettle, and I'll take it off the. I'm assuming the stand it's on.
Yeah. You lift it up, and as you do so, the steam sort of envelops you, clouding your vision as you are taken a dimension.
We lost the
Oh no! Whatever will we do?
4-year-old.
You as the steam sort of goes over.
Mine
you feel
wasn't
the heat.
sarcastic. I want to put it out there.
Oh.
I appreciate it. Brings a tear to my eye.
Oh. But no, it's too hot for tears, so it steams up. But the steam part sways, and you find yourself in a different plane. Before you, there's these endless seas. Yes, I have changed it. Right? Yes. There's this endless sea. You seem to be on what seems to be a small platform. There is this wooden raft that bobs up and down, and as you look around, endless seas, night sky, and there's these dancing lights in the distance and shadows on the water's reflection. There seems to be one being that seems to be walking around that has multiple shadows, and it walks to you, and it beckons, and it is a familiar voice. It is the Rifters. You hear their sound, their speech. It's more as if They are taking a deep breath in. It's Guillermo, and you hear it echoing over this vast expanse of the sea. Says, I'm not gonna do it the voice all the time because I'll get hoarse, but it essentially says,
Skill issue.
I have quite taken a liking to you. Unlike some of my followers, you're actually competent.
Sure.
And you make use of my gifts. And are loyal. So, come with me. I don't usually do this. Come with me for a swim.
A swim.
Is anything wrong?
Can we go up instead? Can we fly up? Is that possible? Not a fan of water.
I see. Not an issue. I can accommodate. And you feel the air here is sort of lighter. You feel as though your wings could perhaps work. And you, as you flutter your flightless wings, you start to float. And this creature, which has multiple shadows, enveloped in darkness itself, joins you as it soars to the sky. You see, it has featureless body. It's just dark mass in a humanoid figure. But as you see the reflection, the shadow on the water, you see multiple shadows. Some big, some tall, some short, some thin, and you start counting. It becomes quite a large number as you spot multiple shadows that come and go. And he talks to you and he says, "Well, Guillermo, my obedient follower, we have decided to grant you, well, knowledge. What would you like to know?"
What are you?
Well, I suppose it's a complex question. I can tell you what I was.
Sure.
Well, we weren't always this. We were Xarander. An ancient race. You wouldn't know of us by now. But we used to roam the galaxies. We called them our home. We even dominated in certain areas. But we were content.
What happened?
What about you? What would you say you are?
Oh, I mean, I'm just Yermo, just a guy.
Interesting.
Just a guy.
You seem to be one of our. We knew of an elder race once. You seem to be their miniature versions. It's quite intriguing. We used to call them the Enochians.
Okay. 1 second, because you're dropping some heavy lore right now. Okay.
How do you write that?
It is Anoqians.
Oh, absolutely.
You spell
Fucked
it
it completely wrong.
No worries.
A-N-O
The Bane.
Q.
Yeah.
Did you say Q?
Q-I-A-N-S. Yes, Q. Anoqians.
Big
Do you have a
cankles.
name for your race?
Oh, is it just Kenku, or is there like
Yes.
an actual specific? Dark
You
matter
are part of
thing?
the Kenku race.
Okay. Oh well, as far as I know, we're known as Kenku.
Kenku. I knew one called Kenku. Intriguing. I see the similarity.
Okay. Cool. Um,
You
where are
float
we?
gently. You float on. Ah, okay. You ask him.
Yeah.
He thinks this is what once was, but is now corrupted. It is what we call home. And you do notice, there is indeed ahead of you. There's this a very soft sun. It's more of this pale red. It's not a sun or a star by any standard. It's just a glowing body, which has this soft glow, but nothing like you've ever seen before.
Sorry, the area we're in, does it look like space? Are there like stars? Are there
I'd say it looks like a water planet
Mm-hmm.
during the night with little to no atmosphere.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. Very much like what is shown on the roll 20, if you'd
Okay.
like. And right now you're floating across the surface, and it's endless water. And the waters are quite dark and
Yeah, I am
shadowy.
not having a good time. I'm from all places.
You
a
do
fucking
have this
water planet.
fear. Yeah. There is this silence, comfortable silence between you. Is there anything else that you'd like to ask? It's up to you.
What do you want me to do? How can I help you achieve? What is your goal? I
My
think that's the
goal.
best question.
Well, I suppose. Well, you see, our race. Well, it attempted to fly before it could walk. The architect, it turned its wrath upon us, and we were like gods plucked from the sky. However, we did not go without a fight, and we pushed against this force. The capital N, nothing, so to say. Stalled it even, sealed it away. I and others survived, but I was corrupted, it seems. And we became hungry, very hungry. There are many of us. Well, we, Xarander, we never like to share. And you see, there are already too many of us. And he looks down and you see multiple shadows sort of scattering. And well, we are all hungry. And we don't want the meal to be over. That's why I employ you. Let's stretch this existence just a little longer. Let us enjoy the meal a while longer. That is my goal. They want to bring more of us. I want to prevent that.
They want to bring more of them.
They want to bring more of us. We want to prevent them.
Okay.
I'm on your side, he says.
I have this thing in my notes about the Gankuri.
Oh, that's what
This-
he is.
That is okay. So
Okay,
it is making sense from what I wrote, from what I read.
Yeah, I mean, if you ask him what race he is, he will say Ganku. He was a Gankuri.
But you just said Xarander, or there's
Yes,
Xarander now.
he was Xarander. Now he calls himself the Rift. They call themselves the
The
Rifters.
Rifters. Okay. Yeah, well,
But yes, they were once Xarander, the Gankori, and now they are the.
yeah, well, I hope I can help you. As you
I
seem to
hope
be
as
helping
well.
me.
For my sake and yours. For our sake and yours.
Great.
Beautiful.
You're
As
more
you
distracted from
fly
looking
with
at
this-
the water beneath him.
Yeah.
Like, fuck.
As you fly and you look down and you see the water, sort of these waves rising and going down, and you're shaking awake in your bed with hot sweats, like, and you see next to you Rev Raimi and Varus having a conversation.
Oh, we're in the same room with him? Okay, I don't know.
Yeah, I believe so, right? Exactly.
I
There's-
don't
there's
remember,
one-
but okay.
Oh my god.
It is one guest room, so with a lot of beds if you want.
Sure, sure.
Let me think. Let me see if there was multiple. Oh, you're right. There are multiple actually. My bad. So no. You would have chosen a separate one.
Yeah.
I'd say
Well,
yeah.
wherever
exactly.
you are,
So,
you would have heard Yurma waking up like, so much
Oh,
water!
I think you're both
so much
right.
water! So much.
I-
I'm wet.
I'm going
Oh, no.
to I'm going to poke my head into the room and be like, Irma, you good, buddy?
You need a towel?
Why does it have to be water all the time?
Did you wet
Always
yourself?
water. It's okay. I'm okay.
Me,
Go back to sleep. Okay. Water, no water.
as the other resident bitch that doesn't know how to swim, I understand this flight very deeply.
beautiful. And Yurmo, yes, you level up as well. I forgot to ask Rev Raimi what you got for your level up, what you chose.
What do you mean?
Like,
The spells, I'm
the
sorry.
Don't worry.
Very.
This newfound source within you gives
You
empowers
mean domain spells or spells in general?
if you picked some
Everything
new
is-
spells.
In general, have you chosen any new spells? Just thinking.
I
If you
think
need some time,
I
don't worry.
I think I took Zone of Truth as a second level. Aside from Misty Step and All Person that are always prepared, and
Beautiful.
Mela, I have Bane Hunter's Mark and Cure Wounds, Wrathful Smite, and Blesses first levels.
Very nice.
And Bane and Hunter's
Beautiful,
Mark
and-
are always prepared because
You hunt.
And you also gained an extra attack this level.
Yep.
You did. You're fast.
finally I can do
And-
two things in
And you've converted it into the vengeance. Beautiful. In the meantime, Yurmo, what would you have gained? I believe the
invocations.
Rifters have granted you invocations. Exactly.
Yep, I have Devil Sight and Eyes of the Runekeeper. And I've taken Hex as my other first level spell.
Beautiful. A very darkness themed parties.
Yep.
Good. we go.
a very darkness themed party, while one of them it's white. The color scheme is white and light blues.
But he is a
We
white
don't look
cleric.
like we're dark.
He's a white
inside.
cleric.
No, I
Yeah,
am
he
the
is
one.
a void cleric.
I am the one in a light color scheme,
So
and everyone else is in dark schemes.
Okay.
And then there is me.
You do stand. You and I suppose a little Yoneda. You stand out from this shadowy theme that they have going on.
There is the gods and the two adopted
Exactly,
golden
that's what I was gonna
retrievers.
say. The gods. Yeah, the gods. You represent the jocks, and then Yoneda is the. I suppose that. But it's two broad terms because even in anyway, so we dive to Yoneda. Yoneda, you were pretty shaken up with what you've seen last. You had that picture of Sigma, that reminded you of where you've come from,
Sigma.
and as you take some time, you prepare a bench, and you've always done this. Whenever you feel well disturbed, restless, you focus on your work. That's the thing that you can control. That's the thing that you're good at. And as you set up your bench, and yeah, I have changed it. Yes, I have. You set up the tools where you want the cogs. You prepare your designs, and you start thinking of a new design. Remind me, did you go over what you wanted to ask last time?
Uh-huh.
We can do this later.
No, it's okay. It was along the lines of like electric damage, or to assist with like ship repairs, or just like repairs,
Okay. Yes.
like
Let's
different
focus on
things.
one.
But like those are the
Which would you like to focus on?
ship repairs, like repairs.
Okay. Okay. And what are you trying to create here? Are you trying to create a bot, the bot that you conjure, or is it something separate? What are you trying to do?
No, I'm trying to add an extra mode to
To the construct, right?
my bot.
Yes. Okay. I'm gonna say as you dive into this, I'm gonna ask you to roll a tinkerer's check. I believe you have proficiency.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Many proficiency.
Which now our proficiency has gone up to a +3, guys.
Yep. Remember.
That is true. Yeah, apply it as well here.
Thinkers falls under intelligence.
Yes.
Is
So add your intelligence and your proficiency.
14 on the dice. +5, 19. +3, 22.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful. Okay.
Oh, yep.
I'll mark it down, and you move strides in this. It will take a couple more checks, depending on your next check how good it will be. You may succeed in the next check, but yes, you're trying to work out a design, and you have an idea, and you think you can manage to do this. So yeah, good, beautiful. And
Cool.
with that, you also gain a level in answer, right?
Yes. And I take the chief engineer feat.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Perfect. So it's in line with this. Very nice.
Yes.
Good. So with that, all of you, you also at one point fall asleep, slumped over the table, and
Good thing you
You
don't
wake
have
up-
any bones, because if you did, you would
Oh,
a
so
mean back
true.
pain.
Wow.
It's like that's
You
the
also-
great thing of not having
That's
any
true,
bones. It's
huh?
like I
No
don't need
back
to
pain.
stretch.
No back
Like,
pain. No knee.
No like
knee
eating
pain.
bad.
Hazard bad
Yeah.
knees.
Not
Ah, bitch.
existing.
God
you
damn.
you do wake up the next day. You feel bigger
Mm.
and slow.
Mm.
You temporarily have -2 on your dexterity.
Jesus.
Yeah, so my strength went up last time, and now my my strength went
Yeah.
up last time. My dex. That's not fun.
Yes.
Who's going to cast
Good.
a fireball and fuck us all over?
I've already suffered that once.
I mean, at this point, it's
We have counter spell now.
you know?
Now I have counter spell as well,
I'd say
which I can use twice and then I'm done.
Yermo, did you say anything?
I said at this point, we have to look out for child endangerment claims.
Oh, true. We can slap that
but
onto
you
anyone
know
who
that-
attacks it.
I'd say that you start to get the signs and you know about them that well you're close to mitosing and well it will probably be over the next few couple of days.
Days? Jesus.
Days.
Best timing.
So
Best timing.
do I know if it's like? I would know when it happens. Is it like instantaneous, or is it like like it might take a few minutes? hours?
It takes a matter of seconds actually. It's
Okay.
quite instantaneous. That's
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm ready to be
Beautiful.
a father, though.
What is a father?
or a mother.
Your lingo. Yeah, sure. Whatever the me board equivalent is.
You're having a child. It's a great
It
deal
ain't.
of life.
We've been over this. We've been over this. It ain't a child.
It's your kid.
It
It's
is
your
me.
child.
It
Don't
ain't a
worry,
kid.
Guillermo,
It is
we will
me.
love them.
What
We will love
happened to your previous you, Yoneda? Like the you that was you before you came about. Are you still friends? Do you chat?
your lovers.
Well, I haven't seen them in a while.
Okay.
You moved
Well,
away from your
my-
puddle.
We're
Yeah.
just curious.
Yeah.
Sorry, Yoneda.
Okay. Okay.
No. I would explain that basically I left. I've talked to them from time to time,
Okay.
so I haven't called or anything in a while.
Okay.
But neither have they. So
Are they
um,
like important to you? Do they feel like family in a way that's like people who you would fight for or like
the- I'm not sure if it's something to do with my upbringing, but I never really felt quite understood the concept of family.
okay.
Because for us, no, it's not like that because we as amoeboids, it's a big community,
Yeah.
and like people helping each other and that sort of thing. So it's not really. We didn't have a family, but it's not exactly the same
It's-
thing.
Yeah, it's more of a
hard to-
community. You don't have like the nuclear
Yeah.
family, I guess. The whole.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. I'm just getting a vibe. Like
It's-
I know a lot of people have, and I mean me as well. Like people who are more of the humanoid biology tend to be very close, or at least have high stakes when it comes to their family. Like clearly,
So I've heard.
I don't know if Analysis is next to us right now. I mean, clearly, Analysis has an interesting pair of parents.
I mean, in that aspect, I wouldn't want anything bad to happen to my puddle.
Mhm.
Your
Um,
puddle.
but
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
So
what they call-
the
I've heard.
Puddle of goo. Okay.
Hey,
no,
hey!
it's no, that's not how it
It's
works.
what
It's
they
just like
call
how you
their
say it's like a
community.
murder of crows.
Yeah.
It's like
Oh,
they're not
puddle of
actually
amoeboids.
murder. Yeah,
Wow.
it's
what a
like a
cool-
puddle. Is
Yeah.
yeah.
That's why you're just
I'd-
smart
I'd
for me.
say-
That's like
I'd say, Yermo, you get this feeling that everyone is lying to you right now. You get this feeling that's both both both.
I have a question for the DM. I have a question for the DM. Why would we lie about this?
No. You are not lying, but that's what Yermo feels right now.
Yoneda.
Both Yoneda and Valris.
To Yermo. Yermo feels like, okay, alright.
Yermo, this is only you. You feel that both Yoneda and Valris are lying to you. They're making fun of you, perhaps.
I haven't even said anything to Yermo.
Really not nice.
That's fair. Even when he speaks to Yoneda, you get this feeling.
You know what, Yuneda? I was gonna offer you to join my family. I'm not gonna offer you anymore. Have a good day, sir. Goodbye.
It seems
I
to be
leave.
coming out of nowhere.
I think he had a very rough night. He started talking about water.
Yoneda is completely unfazed. It's
I-
like not having had one. It's like okay.
And I'd say this is a rare opportunity. I'd say go ahead and both Yoneda and Valris away an Arcana check.
Ooh.
An Arcana check with using your wisdom, if I may.
Ooh. That
Damn
might
it.
actually be better for me.
I expected better from you, Valers.
So
I don't know
better
why
for me.
the-
Can I give this?
Guidance.
I don't have
I'd
that.
say this is happening too fast.
Yeah.
This is something on the.
Oh, it's actually identical. It does not matter whether I use that. It's a 12.
12, okay.
11.
11.
If it was intelligence, it'd be higher.
No, well,
It is, it is a low, yeah.
I am as
yeah, yeah.
intelligent
I'd
as I
say
am wise.
you have beaten the bare minimum. You as he turns around, you notice that he seems to be as Yermo turns around, he sort of clutches his belt, and there's a faint. This would be purplish glow
Yeah.
coming from the knife, the dagger, not the dagger that he
Am
used.
I?
That he has the crystal. It is the dagger that he has bought recently.
Oh, the
I would
dragon,
like to.
dragon one.
The dragon one, yes, it's an intricate dragon.
I would like to sleight of hand. It's like if he's within like that, like
Sure.
5 feet, and it's like, and I notice that in that split second, I'd like to like do a quick swipe.
It's in my hand. I'm just gonna let you know. I just pull it
It's
out.
in your hand, not on your belt.
I just pull it out on you.
Exactly. He's holding it, and even the way he's sheathing it a little, you see that glow. Even if it's not,
Okay,
you see the glow.
okay. No,
Didn't you?
because I thought it was just like in his belt, not like he's holding it.
So he pulled that.
And
Wait,
you're-
because that wasn't contextualized to me before. He pulled the dagger on Yonetta.
Oh yeah, I
just
put a
now.
dagger on you.
Oh,
I
okay.
did this
I
in
didn't
real
even
life.
know this.
Because that didn't come off before.
No,
That's very
I-
different
Did
from
he?
just-
Did he pull a dagger?
Well, he's saying it. So
I like,
Or would
like
he
when
have
I-
pulled
when
the
I-
dagger if Yoneda had tried to swipe it?
No, when I got the sense that people are lying to me, I pull it out like as instinctually.
And you feel comforted as you pull out the dagger. You feel comforted. You feel as though it's a reliable,
Worth
something
the
that you
purchase.
can rely on.
Worth the purchase.
Is this dagger new?
yeah, the dagger
Or
you
have
bought,
we-
I
is
bought
this
it with.
Well,
I think I
been
bought it with
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
I think I was
bought
with
it
him
at the mall.
when we bought it.
It was cheap.
Yeah, I was with you.
No. I had bought this at the mall and I went by myself in the black market area
No,
and
no.
I replaced
thought-
it with the skins I had to buy this dagger.
So Valorous and Yoneda, you had gone undercover. You had you had
Yeah.
disguised
Seen me
yourself,
buying it.
Yeah,
and you saw him buying it
So
yeah,
because you were
yeah,
following
yeah.
Yes,
Yermo,
we were following
but
Yermo.
you were
Yeah.
disguised as other stuff.
Yes, we were the
Yes.
duo.
Yes.
The red dawn and the tiefling. Yeah. I don't forget the blue dawn. Okay. So we saw him buy a dagger, and that dagger is the thing he pulled, and it's glowing purple.
It is. It is.
Huh. And then he walks away. After he pulls the dagger,
Yeah.
yells at us, and then walks away.
I
Okay.
walk away.
Typical Yermo.
For a change,
I'll
like to an honest, I'll say, for a change, I don't think this is as typical. I know it's hard to
No.
tell the difference. I know it's very hard to tell the difference. I think this is different.
hey Yermo.
What? You're gonna
That's
lie to me again?
I mean, I was gonna compliment your dagger, but it seems
It is
like
a
you
lovely
don't
dagger.
wanna.
I purchased it.
So where'd you get it from?
You know, a store.
Okay, but if I wanted to get a dagger for myself, more like a gift for Valdris, but could I, get such a lovely dagger?
Oh, it was from the mall we were at. That was a store in the lesser legal area of the mall.
Okay. And then is it making me feel good, or making you feel anything at all, or
It's very comfortable. I mean, that does some decent damage to whatever I hit it with.
Okay, that's neat. Uh, it, if you're not feeling okay, just let us know. Okay, we care
we're
about
not-
you. I know you
I
don't
was
really
feeling
believe
great
it, but
until you lied to me in my face.
We're not
And you're
lying to
Wait,
you,
wait,
though.
making
which part
fun of me
exactly?
in my face.
Which
Okay.
which part did I lie about so I can amend my statement?
Everything about the puddles, about your kid. I know it's a kid, okay? I know you're lying to me about that.
What-
Yermo, please,
You're gonna just,
nobody
like,
was
pull this
lying
off
Bringing
to
a
you.
like a
child into
very
this world.
quick like
Wikipedia
Amiiboid
search.
on the Google equivalent. It was like, and shows him like the words like, oh, a group of Amiiboid is actually classified as a puddle. It was like blah blah blah. It's like I mean, it's this line as well then.
You know, people can change that. You know, it's not secure.
Guillermo, why would we lie to you about something like this?
I don't know. You're the ones lying to me.
Okay, I think
Confused.
he had a rough night. You just take
I
the
had a
time
night where I was surrounded by water.
take
And
take some time, relax, breathe, and we can meet up to go to the King's Hall and do what we need to do. Just relax.
And at this, Yermo, so you get the feeling even questioning about the dagger. Does he want to take your dagger? It is your dagger. I'd like you to do a. In this case, it would be a charisma saving throw.
I'm good at that.
Oh,
Never
no.
mind. I'm not good at that.
It's like, oh no.
It is a dirty 20 though.
Oh my! Okay.
Okay.
You good?
I rolled an 18. That's why it's +2.
Beautiful. You good. Yeah. You say okay, fine. Perhaps. I guess it's a nice dagger. But they won't have any use for it. You are the one that uses daggers, so your worries are sort of they fade away, and you return. Okay, fair enough. Maybe I have been exaggerating. Maybe they are telling the truth. I'm not sure right now. Before you were certain, right now you are.
I think
Beautiful.
I just had a bad sleep. I'm feeling a bit weird.
Yes, you attributed to that. I don't know if any of you have any other questions. Your sleep, your long rest, etc.
Go relax for a bit. If you need anything, you can call out to us. You have the group chat, and if you need, I can see if I can get you some snacks. Would you like that?
I'm a grown man. I can get my own snacks.
I'm just asking since I'm here. If you'd rather go rest rather than having to go through the
I'm
trouble.
gonna go for a little jog around.
Just let him
Get
do
the
his own thing.
stamina out. You know, get the
Yeah.
heart beating.
Yeah, sure. See you later then.
Yep. See you in a bit. Bye.
Okay, then.
Yeah, what I would
As a-
like
as
to
So
do
I
is,
open up the chat that we have without your that already existed. We've all established throughout this campaign.
oh yes. It's been I think like since session 1 or 2.
Probably.
So,
Yep.
And I'll just be like, guys, I think we might have a problem with Yermo's dagger, and I'll just like leave that in the message there.
I'm worried about him, but
like a sigh emoji.
I think me and Yoneda saw him get that thing from somewhere that didn't look above board, and it's probably doing things to his brain. What else is new?
I'm kind of worried about him, to be honest, and
I'm worried about us with him.
when Rev uses emojis. When Rev uses emojis rather than normal emojis, they are
When
those.
were we not worried about it? That's
Now I'm just more worried because before it was his own mind, but now it's actually something else, and that's like the concerning part.
1 second, Kiara. Sorry, Rev Raimi. What were you saying about the?
No, they're just she uses very sparkly, cutesy emoji in the group chat.
I have a specific package downloaded, and I'm using emojis that no one else can use because they're on like the bounty hunter.
I always type emojis.
Are they
I don't really-
You have the basic default.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Good.
DM.
So, yes.
What I would like to do is, because Yermo gave me an idea. It's like I want to go on the like Kenku web page equivalent, like Wikipedia equivalent, and hack into it, or even just like if it's really that easy to just like submit like an edit and it's like it's accepted. Like if it's not, I'll hack into it. Something along the lines of like how do I want to do this?
Of the
Known
pettiness.
for
naming your child Yermo is typically of great dishonor
Jesus.
for the child.
So, let me see what the equivalent would be. Let's start with that.
Yermo, translating to be exiled, dishonored, Um,
It's-
Okay.
unworthy.
Hey, don't overdo it. Come on, guys. It's not funny.
no, it's perfect. It is incredibly funny.
I kind of feel a little bit bad, but I am laughing.
There is Qpedia. It is
Cupid.
Q-pedia. And it is the equivalent, I suppose. You um Qpedia is regarded as something that people can easily submit their stuff.
Yeah.
Stuff may not be true, but you go ahead and roll a data check. Let's do that.
Now I've gotten no wait. That's in tech. Still pretty high. Because my in tech now I have expertise because of
Okay,
the
okay, but tech is more about the hardware.
yeah, I know. I'm just like
I think it's
thinking
Yeah,
out loud.
good to know. Good to know.
or is it just your laptop?
I think it's just
14.
my laptop.
14. Good. So with 14, you managed to easily submit this. And yeah, the Kenko page you see is quite long, and yeah, you
I'll
do
add
notice,
it
I suppose.
somewhere where it's like inconspicuous, but it's
Yeah.
like
You do notice, I suppose, that on this page, the formation on Kenku, you notice that they, like many avian species, they most of them find work with Fly, which is a messaging service,
Mhm.
and which you actually all use, to be fair. And yeah, that's interesting. But some of them have been known to roam uh, the dead magic zones, and that is where you think Hirmo is from. I think he told you
He
actually
has
that.
said specific because he wants to specifically go there. He's asked
Yeah,
50 times to go there.
yeah. So the majority of them work for Fly, but the rest wander and they are exiled. And they were exiled in the past. That's why they some of them were exiled and they remain reside in the dead magic zone.
Mm.
Beautiful. So you do modify this text, and with that, I don't know if anyone has anything else to do.
Okay.
They want to do.
Um, I don't want to tackle this
Beautiful.
cursed item yet, so for now I'm fine.
Sure.
I'll let it get to the point where he kills us mid combat, and then I'll do something about it.
So with that, you do notice there's an amber guard that drops by at the agreed upon time, and yeah, he comes. Well, dinner is being prepared. The General Grava and the king they do request your presence in the halls. I am to take you there. Um, is everything fine? Is everything to your liking? Do you
It
need
was
anything
all
before we go there?
it was all perfect. Thank you so much. Your hospitality has been wondrous.
Oh, we aim to please, I suppose.
You do so.
Good. Let's follow me, and he's quite an elder amber. You follow him through the halls. You get to these. Even there are some centerpieces from lava, and you go through from one hall to the other. And at one point, you do see this adorned door that is held ajar by two guards. It seems as you're entering this area, this is the royalty area, the royalty district, and they nod to each other, the guards, and they allow him passage and allow you all passage. And as you go through, you find it's an elaborate hall full of maids and guards and other servants doing their duties. And he takes you to the right, where you see a massive wooden door. You go through it, and as it opens, as it parts ways, you find the grand dining hall in Emberstone. It's as you look around, it's quite massive. There's a number of lava rocks short of chandeliers and intricate carved stone walls that depict some part of their history, perhaps. You walk forward, and there are multiple tables that are vacant right now. They don't be even with sheets and all. But up ahead of you, there is a long table at at the center of the table. So right now it's like, sort of like this. At the center of the table, there's King Bron, You see to his side there is a young fellow, perhaps the prince. I don't know if he has told you about the prince. I don't believe so. But he seems to be a younger dwarf. He's also has some jewelry and everything. Yeah, he seems to be quite reserved, quite shy. You do notice, I suppose, especially Yoneda, that this this dwarf he has the tools of your trade. You do see some from his breast pocket a magnifying glass jutting out, and I suppose you do see he has a small satchel which has some tools jutting out from several places. To the king's other side, there is an older an older Ember. He seems to be wearing some clergy clothes, and you do notice. I suppose go ahead and roll a religion check. Perhaps it's pertinent.
Everyone.
Whoever wants. You
Okay.
can all do it. Whoever would be interested in this.
My rolls are slightly like they've gone up and up over time, so that's very nice. I got a 20 total, dirty 20.
Okay, very nice.
93.
I got an 18.
17.
17. 5.
You're mostly angry.
He's lying. The clergyman is
How dare
lying.
you?
And this will be relevant even for there's another guy with clerical
Okay.
vestments. You gaze upon these two. There's an older gentleman who has this white vestments with dark red motifs. He seems to be especially Valrys, Inanis, and Revraimi. You don't notice them. They are symbols for the forger. In fact, there is also his sigil. It is an anvil.
The same one that the Schismo had, no? The guy who Yermo assassinated.
Ooh, let me see. Oh yes. Ooh yes.
Yes.
That's true. That's true. It is the forger, in fact.
The
Yeah, very
forger.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, you recognize it quite well. It is the forger, the god of smiths, the forge, strength, endurance, etc. And to the side, you see another person. He has his vestments are more colorful. They have a blue tone, and the symbol is a lightning bolt. This is Ravakan. He's not as popular. In fact, this clerical person is more to the side of the table, and he seems to be younger as well. But Ravakan is it's it's up to debate. But he also represents, apart from war and destruction, he also represents vengeance and the rest. So that's what you know.
Interesting.
And yeah, so those are the people to the side. You do see General Grava at to your left as you enter. He's standing up. He gestures to there are a few places that have been set up for you facing the king. It's a large table. And let me see that everyone is there. Yes, and there seems to be enough chairs for everyone.
Get into war.
Sorry.
No. I just noticed chat.
And yes, so you as you enter and you make your way to the seats that have been prepared, you do see several servants that sort of move the seats out towards you, and you feel the atmosphere is heavy with tension. As well, you're going to be discussing what shall happen moving forward. You sit down, and as you sit down, you see the king. He sort of nods a little, and he does a small clap. A number of servants emerge with plates of various foods. There is one that stands out. It's the duck that was previously mentioned. You see it has a casing of metallic plates that would have been a normal duck's feathers, but yeah. And as the plates are being placed, General Grava goes, well, to our guests, first of all, thank you for coming, and he also addresses the others. He says, and thank you, Anvil, and Bolt. And as he addresses Anvil, he is addressing
Yeah, the
the
forger guy. I
the
see.
forger, and Bolt is the
Wow,
other
wow.
guy, the
How
Ravakan.
very specific.
And he says, "Well, we are faced with dire times, and and yeah, your presence altogether here signifies hope. We have some guests that can also, well, I've brought them here to bear witness to what's happening outside, as most of us reside, well, subterranean. We need a solid plan moving forward, and that's why I brought you all here. You see, the Regency believes that they can crush us by forcing us to hand over Amildra." And he gestures towards Amildra.
Okay, she's with
But, well, I say we fight back, finally. We have faced much worse. You and I know this, King Bron, and now we have emerged stronger. And that is what I suggest. And as he sets the tone, I'm gonna explain how, even if you'd like to intervene and anything, this is going to be like a conversation scene. You can intervene anytime, anytime of the conversation. Just don't worry about interrupting me. It
Okay.
can be a normal conversation, just as an FYI. Um, as he says this, he says, you see King Bron stands up and he says, "General Grava, please, please, the excitement." And you do see as he wakes up, he does have some even IVs jutting out from his hand. He's quite an elderly Amber,
okay.
quite weak. He stands up with sort of a hunched back, a very pale, even though he's made of fire. You do see this, the flames are sort of even dying out, some of them. As he stands up, "Grava, please, we have guests. First of all, well, feel free to eat this our delicacy. I must warn you that the metallic parts are inedible to earthborns, and he looks at you, Yermo. He says, and I suppose airborns. But good. Fair enough. You want to bring it up immediately, General Grava. And he looks at all of you, and he settles on General Grava. You see, the Regency, they possess technology beyond our capabilities. Perhaps giving up Amildra, how unpopular that is, will calm the storm. And he looks even up upon on Amildra as he sort of eyes her up and down. I'm sorry, but
Can
this
I insight
is more
check?
than I bargained for. Uh-huh.
Can I insight check this guy?
Oh, yes, of course. He says, "This is more than we bargained for when we got you."
I would immediately like
20.
as he's respond to the insight check first. I'll say a thing.
7, you told me?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20, okay. What are you trying to glean?
This guy who is saying to hand over Inanis's mom. Is there like this taste? Is he actually being diplomatic? Is there like hatred? I'm trying to discern where he's coming from.
Okay. You do get a sense of his people above all others.
Mhm.
And he seems tired.
Okay.
He doesn't want sort of even conflict. He's just tired.
I would just immediately like, as soon as he says maybe it will calm things down to hand her over, he said something along that lines, no?
Yes,
His last
he
thing.
did say. Yes.
I would just say I doubt it will calm things over as you intended to.
Precisely, that is why I brought the witnesses. What have you encountered? Yes.
Well, if I may speak on behalf of my comrades here, We have had
We've encountered death. Revrahim interrupts. Revrahim interrupts. We've encountered so much death. So many of my people have been tossed aside from the Regency and used to power a weapon. Do you truly think that they are just going to stop at any point? They are ready to sacrifice thousands of my people to power a weapon strong enough to level planets in one hit. No one will be safe if we do not intervene.
But precisely what I've been saying. We do not possess the technology to face them. We cannot sacrifice all our own.
You do not possess the technology, but you possess a diplomatic situation that you are in that you can leverage. This planet seems to be of economic importance to the Regency and its beneficiaries. Companies who own this paradise world, the Regency seems to benefit from, I take it, some level of mining and some level of revenue. If you leverage your understanding and your control of the space you have, they would probably be more willing to stop, or as you would make their endeavor less profitable. That's something you should work with. Also, to the credit of General Grava here, I have seen his men fight, and it is an honorable thing to fight for your homeland. It is important that you cherish the thing that you've built and the thing that you stand for. And to simply let someone walk over you because you fear them does not inspire longevity for such a home.
Go ahead and roll a persuasion check, I'd say.
I cast guide.
Nah, that's fine.
Uh,
I think we're not in a state where we can spell cast.
Yes, exactly. It's
Or cause fireball.
exactly.
I cast fireball. That also works. Persuasion,
No.
persuasion, plus 8,
Could be ability to cast something.
23.
23. Okay, good to know. You see, he's sort of taking it in as he sort of absorbs what you're saying, and at this point, even Vesrin sort of stands up and he says, "I may add something here. You see, I came here. Well, my contingent came here on a military exercise operation, but I have agreed beforehand that should there be proof that the Regency plans to act against an elf, and he gestures to Emira, i.e., my wife. Well, they would be ready to intervene, and they are within the so they are ready to intervene immediately. We just need to give them proof beforehand because they would not be willing to risk
Baby,
being the cause
check
of
this
war
code.
between the two of us. And at this point, you see, even the king is still sort of thinking about these things. And the Anvil stands up. He walks, he gets up. Anvil Agnes here. You see, I don't believe we can lose what we've built. We've already lost too much. We should preserve what we have. Preserve the little flame that is still flickering. I understand that you want Amilra to be safe, but this cannot be at the cost of many of our embers. We have lost many already, and I don't believe we can hold out the next week, or perhaps even the next few days. There's a small voice that comes from the prince. He says, "What if?" And General Grava just butts in, just talking over him. He says, "No, that must not be. That does not be what we do. We cannot flee. Running has never served us well. We must fight, not flee."
I'll just
Yeah,
butt in. I'll just like I'll gesture at the prince. You were about to say something. Go ahead, please.
And he looks to for approval. But he just he takes it from you, and he says, "Well, what if we left this planet altogether?" And General Grau goes, "Pish posh! What are you saying? Come on, King Bron, you cannot seriously take word." And he says, "Well, I have been working on a plan, and I'd say Valris, go ahead and do a persuasion check on his behalf."
Okay, I will. They seem intrigued.
Yes,
I
yes,
definitely give off a face of
give me-
intriguedness.
Mhm.
Okay, that's a 19.
19. Okay.
19? No, 20.
He
Sir.
says,
20. 30, 20.
okay, 20. Yes, fair enough. He says, "Well, I have been working on a plan to take us away from this planet. I know you would consider this fleeing, but it will grant us safety, I can assure you. It's just I need some more time." And you see King Bron turns to him. "Is this the project that you have been working on when General Gravo was not here?" Yes. And General Gravo, "We cannot run away from the Regency. They have much better technology than us." And
I
the
do agree
president stands up.
with General Grava here. You should not be running away from your home. It's your home.
And
You should
It's,
defend it.
it
and
depends.
Prince Savar looks at you and he says, "What if we take our home elsewhere?"
That's.
Mm.
I pointed that that is an interesting concept. If
Didn't know that was
perhaps,
on the menu.
if perhaps we of our own cadre here have a very skilled engineer, if perhaps you would allow them to look over your plans, maybe see if this idea of yours has fruit to bear. Maybe we can weigh in.
You see, even King Bron is now intrigued. Which I'm gonna ask for you to do one final persuasion check.
Can I cast guidance?
Casting something would be
No.
would be
I
obvious.
like. I am helped by your presence as a group.
Oh,
No. It's a 70.
70. Yep.
Please have one
Let me just
persuasion.
tally them up. Beautiful. Good. So you propose this, and he says, "Oh yes, of course." And he looks around, looking at his father, King Bron, and he says, "Fair enough, Savar. Go ahead." And he opens his satchel and he takes out. You see these plans, and he sort of unfurls them. He moves some of the food to the side, and you do see General Grava just, and he foot sort of, and he starts munching on some metallic crisps, and yeah, he excitedly unfurls these plans, and I'm gonna ask anyone who's tech savvy to do a technology set check, if you may.
Okay, let's see.
And can I request guidance in this instance? Like
Okay,
to
yes. How
the
would you say this?
like
How
I'll
would you say this?
ask.
I would. How is your technology? What's your
You can both do it as well.
bonus? Plus 11. So I would give
Yes.
you help. So you would have advantage.
Okay.
Mm.
Nice. I would also like to the forum. I would say if it would not be too much to ask, would you all y'all indulge in my compatriot here in assisting me magically and otherwise with making sure that these documents are up to snuff, as they say.
You see, King Bron looks at Anvil Agnes, because he doesn't understand the spells and stuff. And Agnes, "I'm sure that should be fine. Yes, of course."
can I also cast guidance on top of the help then?
The guy, yeah.
Beautiful.
We got guidance.
You cast
Yes.
guidance, Go ahead and roll with advantage and the.
Extra d4 plus 11. Hey, you got this, champ.
In honest, pick a color.
Oh no.
Gray.
Oh no.
Oh, here it is. And the purple dice for Yoneda. And E4.
9.
Oh no.
Still the best.
Okay.
So advantage is take the highest. But then I have a plus 11.
Yeah.
Um,
That helps.
that helps a lot because it's a 4 on the dice.
And the d4, the
Um,
plus 11 and the d4
yes.
as
Yes. So the D4 is a 3.
well.
It's
Okay.
a 7. So
18.
plus 11 is 8.
18.
It's not bad.
Oh my. Okay. Wow. You managed to
You-
to salvage that.
The team.
Okay.
Squad.
Yes.
Team
So
effort.
the team that would have been. So you start pouring over these, and they seem to be quite interesting. Quite an interesting concept. Never done before. What I'd say. That's what you get. You get this idea, and even Prince Avaru starts to explain. He says, "You know how our cousins, the dwarves, they hollow out these asteroids and use them. I was thinking of something similar, but you do see from the plans it's difficult because asteroids would be already in orbit, already in space. To him, this would, and even his plans attempt this. This would require power, and the plans suggest both the volcanic energy and the installation of a number of dark matter engines, which they do not have, um, to basically eject this matter, this whole underground city. It is ambitious. It's difficult to do. It would require work, but
It's
hey,
doable.
it's interesting. It's you don't know if it's doable. You don't know if it's possible, but you think it may eventually. Yeah.
Yoneda's,
And he says,
mm,
Mhm.
Yoneda's feeling is like, this is ambitious. But at a time of war, right now, like this ambition might not be kind of well placed because if this requires so much capital and workforce
would
and
would you
things
say this?
that they do not have, Yoneda is mulling it over,
Uh-huh.
and they don't want to like say anything outright before like they've. I'll also like consult with everyone else and be like, Isma, this is what I'm thinking. Any feedback from?
Right on the chat.
I'd say
for example.
at this point, you see General Graffa grows impatient and says, "You're looking at these plans when we should be looking at war plans. We've
Well-
faced the flames of adversity before. We were, you remember the last time when we escaped from the plane of fire and settled here. We rose from the ashes. I can't stand this anymore." And you see, he gets up.
General
And
Grappa,
he looks at
please.
two guards.
Please. I just
He
stopped
looks
him.
at you.
I understand. I understand what you're going through. I am a military soldier myself. I understand how it feels when you are faced with something that sounds wrong. I came here to you. I, as both, all of us as a group, and I spoke to you before, I believe in what you stand for. And I say this openly in front of him. I believe in what you stand for. I believe in fighting for one's home. The Regency is a powerful enemy. And I understand you come from... You fought to have what you have now. And I understand you are a strong fighting force. I saw you out there. Without your involvement, we would have been laid to waste across the volcanic ground. We should try and take a two-pronged approach. as one would do in a military situation. We may fight and have a backup plan, and perhaps fight with that in mind. Our engineer is looking over the schematics here, and will be able to give you a better verdict with enough time to properly look it over. But whatever resources might be required for such a project, perhaps the Regency's establishment here might possess it. Perhaps we may fight with that in mind. Seek out the resources necessary in order to allow you a better standpoint to continue the fight elsewhere. Create a better bastion for where you can continue to fight the Regency, where you are not under its thumb, but rather a bastion against it.
And you see, as you're speaking the military jargon, his face softens, and he starts to mull it over. And he looks at Vesrin, and he says, "And you say we have elves as allies? How so? Not long ago, we were fighting the elves. How ironic." And Vesrin says, "But that has been a long time ago, hasn't it?" He says, "Well, I suppose the enemy of my enemy, still an enemy, but maybe my friend." And he sits down. Fair enough. And he sits down and he starts looking with a little more interest. That's it.
Question, DM.
Yes, please. Yes.
The solar system. How far away is it from the border with the Elvish Empire?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, technically, this is supposed to be neutral territory. It's just
Yes,
the
but-
Nebulian region is it's the area between the Elven and the Elorian and the Regency. Let me just.
Oh, this is between Elorian.
But-
I thought this was farther on the other side of the Elorian border, like as in.
So, yeah, I mean, so this specific system would be closer to the Regency than it is to the Elorian.
Okay.
But it's on the
Okay.
border between the two.
Exactly.
It's bottom right. It's like at the bottom right of the
Correct.
map, if I remember.
Let me see if I can bring up the map. I believe I have it. Let me just confirm.
I have for some reason in my mind I was thinking the Elorian Empire was where the Gnomish Flotilla is, but that's where the Gnomish Flotilla is.
No.
Okay.
We're on
That's
the
right.
right.
Okay, type. Good.
Let me see.
Yeah.
1 second. How can I do
could-
this? Okay, let me do this. I do have an older version of the map, but it will do for now. I think it's. Is it the older?
That's the one I have.
It was good. Yeah, it's the one that I know.
I think this is the new one. That's good.
All the best.
No, it's not the new one. But yeah, you are somewhere in this area.
Okay.
Has it loaded?
So,
Yeah.
Yes.
okay, and how long, like, in terms of dark matter engines, how far away in terms of jumps? If we take just the dark matter engine 1.
Okay. Let me see. That's a good. I'd say go ahead and do
Could I?
this would be a data check as you're analyzing the data.
Okay, data check.
Guidance.
It's
Let me
called.
see. I'm curious.
I cast guidance.
I think we only had one
No, this is
opportunity to do that.
the 15.
Yes. 15. Let me just bring up the map quickly, the correct map, because this is an older.
Yeah.
Let's do this. This good. And so 1 second. Here we go. Okay. Good. 15, right?
15.
Okay. In this case, I suppose. So it's one jump away from the region that you know. But it's also it would be with a dark matter class engine 1. Let me check one.
Ours is 2, just to clarify. No, I'm not
Yours
sure.
is 2. Exactly.
Okay.
That's
I
why.
don't know what your line of reasoning is, but I will not doubt it.
So it would be with 2 jumps you're very close. With 3 you're well in.
Okay, okay, so that's good. So then my reasoning would be, since I have my mother here with me, how easy would it be for us to construct a dark matter engine?
Mm. So it's near impossible to construct a dark matter engine from nothing. It would have to you usually use the raw resources, which are the void stones, which is the mining of
Mhm.
the rift. But
Mm.
I suppose at this point he would Prince Savar would intervene, and he would say, I have tried some experiments installing an engine, but we lack the expertise. There are some shipwrecks at the bottom of the ocean, however. We managed to acquire one, but it exploded before we could retain it. We are not well. We're not. We don't know how to disassemble, but we may do some other tries unless you have experts.
Experts is something we
Would you?
do possess. It is the
We
resources that
have
we would need.
those. That's me and my mother, Amira.
Oh,
I would
well,
imagine Neda might be able
I
to.
must warn you. Last time we tried, we caused the engine to collapse in on itself and rendered one of the wreckages. Do you know? Would you know how to handle this?
Yes.
You do.
I assume yes.
You do. What you know as well, from what you've told me about creating one from creating a dark matter engine, you if you're thinking about it as well, you can even concentrate. Basically, you concentrate dark matter crystals to improve them you improve their class. Basically, so you have to work with something. You have to use
Yeah,
something
I
that's
mean,
there.
yeah, I wasn't thinking from nothing, but like if we have the materials, between the two of us, we would be able to create.
Yes. Yes, if you have the materials, definitely, and you can even improve engines and improve their efficiency, perhaps their efficiencies, perhaps. And he says, so yes, there are some wreckages, and the King Bron does express some concern. He says, you went into the ocean. Don't you know what it does to us embers? He says, well, I did use some secure life suits that we had managed to scavenge as well. And you see he's shaking his head disappointedly. And he looks at the end of it. And you allowed him to do this?
And
He says,
I'll butt in. That shows great initiative for someone who is to be a great leader.
it does.
And it seems to be so young as well.
And at this you see General Gravo just but yeah. He says, well, yes, I have done these plans, but we do need the engines, and if my calculations are correct, we need to fortify some areas, and this does fall in line with what you've noted, Yoneda. There would need to be some fortifying, engineer-wise. Otherwise, the structure would just collapse, and just the dark matter engines would just go off on their own. And it would also require some effort in creating a control panel of sorts that coordinates the different dark matter engines. And yeah, but it's possible.
Curious.
And
So then
everyone's huh? Yeah.
I ask, so how, like, I check the plans. How many dark matter engines do we need?
You do see he proposes 3, but I guess by your estimates, if you enhance, um, perhaps both of them or one of them, both of them would increase your chances. There are odds here. If you manage to enhance both of them, you can do it 2, but 3 would be safer. How this gonna work is you're lowering. It's gonna be percentile like dice. You're gonna be lowering or increasing the problem.
Okay, okay.
If you choose to pursue this line.
Could we possibly kill 2 birds with 1 stone and maybe steal some dark matter engines
That's
from
what I
the
was-
Regency.
In fact, I like Yermo, you mentioned that, and in fact, I will bring up General Grava.
Yes.
In vein of this plan, I think it would be a terrible blow to the Regency's honor if we find wherever they base their operation to assault you in this space, and perhaps we can see what they can offer us as a recompensation for all the strife and struggle they have put you through. And we can perhaps join you in that front.
Especially considering that, at least from at least I am completely useless when it comes to this sort of engineering work.
But our blades are quite capable of, and my piloting skills as well could perhaps come into play should they have any available vessels around.
They do. In
I
fact,
just want to avoid the water.
well, it is on the beach. But they do have a floating.
I gently pat Guillermo on the head like there.
They do have a floating station here, a bay of sorts. It is on the beach. It's called Kalk, the Kalk station that they have. We have attempted some guerrilla tactics, but we have never managed to go quite deep into their territory. It's quite difficult, but I'm sure that would serve as you saying. As both of you are saying, hitting two birds with one stone. And he's trying to.
I think 2 ducks with 1 lava rock.
And we also have a prisoner who might have more information about their base of headquarters and how to access it. You have our expertise as well in this matter. We have escaped our fair share of Regency where needed and dealt them their own blow where it was possible. So I'd be very, very excited about
Out of
delivering some vengeance.
DM.
Yes, please.
Sorry, I didn't know if you heard me.
Don't worry.
Out of personal curiosity, like, do the Regency buildings like have some sort of like structural quirk in the sense of like they tend to build their buildings in a certain manner so that I can maybe I have been around the Regency long enough and like they usually put X here as opposed to Y there, down and stuff like that.
I suppose, yeah, you are familiar with stations as well. They have you have traveled from your home planet to the prison planet, etc. I suppose you can derive some knowledge from that. What I say is, go ahead and roll a history check. I suppose.
History?
Yes.
Can I cast guidance
And-
on myself?
Yes, it would seem weird. As you cast, you do blah 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 guidance yourself. People will look at you weirdly, but you don't severe repercussions at this point. There
Okay.
wouldn't be. They've seen you-
Dirty
they've seen you-
20. Dirty 20.
30-20, okay. Yes, I like it. Yes, there are typically some some design details that you may abuse. What you know specifically is they have a specific vent system that is interesting, I suppose. That perhaps would be less guarded. What else could you derive? You know that they tend to build. They're quite sort of fortified, and they build in these iron slabs and steel slabs, and they do have sort of these. They cover all bases, all angles, and everything. What I suppose what you think maybe a weakness, or at least before used to be an issue. You'd always have these complaints that there's either wild animal managed to get into the vents and he managed to how was the alerts, etc. And it's something that is famed. The vents. There's a known company that done faulty vents. I suppose that would be a point that you can.
And I'm gonna be like, speaking of Speaking of entering, I don't know if it is still an issue because it has been a minute since I've been in contact with the Regency. But the vent system tend to have a lot of problems when it comes to keeping things that shouldn't be in out, mostly wild animals. And my mind goes back to all the complaints that I had to file as
Yes, you would have.
bottom
Like a
feeder
squirrel
work.
managed to get in. Yeah.
That is a way.
The amount of time that I had to bring to the attention X animal has entered the vents and no one did anything
We can use
should
that
have
sort of-
should have really clued me into the pointlessness of the Regency. But anyway,
Well, that is an also.
Bolt also.
Mhm.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Bolt, at your mention of vengeance, sort of, Bolt does stand up after some talk, after being quiet. This I understand, yes. 1 second. Let me find him.
Where is he? Where is he?
where is it?
Where'd he go?
You remember how our ancestors, they hollowed out this mountain. Perhaps we could do the same. Hollow this out and take ourselves into a new era for the embers. At the same time, giving a blow to the regency. For all these years, they have kept us under their heel.
Some Stargate Atlantis shit. Nice.
Launch.
I don't know. I really enjoyed this, but anyway, I digress. I digress.
Yeah, I would just indeed. I think it would be a fruitful endeavor. Our ally here Rev has a lot of inside information about the Regency.
I mean, a lot. Okay.
We have a prisoner that perhaps we could also leverage in order to attack this base in two fronts. If there are the vents, perhaps we could also see if we can steal ourselves one of their helicopters. And perhaps attack on both sides. I know you perhaps wouldn't like to enter in the stealthier and quieter. I would imagine you'd want to make a show of yourselves. Perhaps we can acquire ourselves one of their choppers and you can rain fire upon them while we enter from the inside.
Maybe I could help them run a
good
distraction
distraction.
while you do your stealthy thing. I'm not the stealthiest, so I don't know how helpful I would be.
Move together. Our team, we are a squad. We work together. We will make up for the.
Let's split the party.
Never split.
You do get the feeling that you are winning over Grava at first, especially now that you're talking about delivering a blow at their station, the station that they used to resupply their forces here actually, and he's warming to you, and I'd say I lost my train of thought. Sorry. Yes.
Yeah.
He seems to be one over. There was something, but I remember.
I just continue on that. We can approach this way. Perhaps if the prince has other teams that could try and salvage another one of the wreckages, perhaps that would be a fruitful idea while we conduct this mission. And then, should we be successful on both fronts, we might be able to have enough to make your project come to life.
I would suggest that my mother would come
In
with
fact,
you
that's
so
what your mother was
that
gonna say.
you can safely recover from your wreckages. I don't know exactly, but she would be able to command you, and whereas the rest of us, we would be able to infiltrate and procure, hopefully, more useful materials.
Would you be safe? She does whisper to you. I know that you have managed to harness more of it, so you'd be more competent than I am. But would you be safe out there? And the Vestron does
think
say,
so.
I will come with him. I will go with him and ensure his safety.
Aye, Virmo, his protector, will save him from all danger.
We will all keep each other safe as we always do.
Emilia does look at you thankfully, and she says, "Oh, thank you. I'm really grateful." Yermo, his best friend, right?
Best
Don't worry.
friend.
I will die for him.
That won't be necessary.
You will live for him.
Don't worry. I have Revivify.
We will make you live, even if you don't want. Yeah.
When I get a crystal.
When we find some diamonds and gold.
When I get some diamonds.
We'll rob the
yeah.
Regency.
I think this is a fruitful plan if the king believes that this would be a way forward.
I just one worry. How long will this take? And he does look at specifically you, Oned, I suppose. Is as Anvil Agnes said, we may not last a week. I suppose, and General Grava butts in and says, I suppose if we take out their supply station, though, that may be stretched out. And Ron does.
That can
nod his
always buy
head,
more time.
but he does
And
look
also-
again to you.
And also could lead to a bit of unrest. No matter how brainwashed and loyal your people might be, if they don't eat, they won't stay for long.
We do have a stockpile right now, but we are running low.
I think
And
she's
we are-
referring to
we are-
the Regency people.
I'm referring to
Not
the
the
agency.
people.
I'm
I
not.
apologize. I misread that. I misread that.
Yes.
Yes.
I understood that Grava was talking about the supply line of the Regency, and I tossed in my 2
you are
cents
right.
and being like,
You
Yeah.
are right. I
know.
misunderstood that. Yes.
Never did.
But King
I would
Bron does
never,
look
I would
again.
never dare.
King Bron says that is fair. That is fair. But it's better to have a timeline.
Of course.
Their seismic activity does threaten to activate the moat that sustains this the volcano, and whilst some of its pouring in is manageable, and we have means to distribute this along. It is more, rather than, I suppose, still for us as well. We do need to breathe, after all. But if they flood the city, that will be disastrous. And
Of
he's
course.
talking to you mainly, Oneda.
So, doing calculations with the original plan, now the amendment, what would the timeline look like if everything goes well?
Okay. I'm gonna ask you to do another technology check. You can even guidance, and you can action
the same.
if you want in on it. The same as before.
Oh, okay. If I can.
I will change the dice.
What was the check?
It's a tech check to do the same thing like you did before.
check.
Dave.
Okay, so okay.
It's
So,
estimating the time,
yes.
and the repairs that would entail, and everything.
That is much better. But much better. It's still a low roll, but 10 plus 11, 21 plus 2, 23.
Okay.
It's still a low roll. Rolls at 23.
When your expertise,
It's a 10 on the dice. It's a low roll.
It's a mid roll. It's exactly the mid roll.
That's true.
Considering its
as-
advantage.
Yeah, that's fair.
And the options were a natural 1 and a 10.
Okay, I'm sorry. But it's still,
Don't rub it in.
As you pour over the schematics, and you see General Grava does come up, and he starts to be included, and he says, I can offer, and he mentions like 20 men for even the repairs, and they are 20 strong embers to aid in any need to be done. And Prince Avar does mention that he has some the limited experts that he has that have trained in this in the technology, and you get a date which is going to be revealed next session, and that is that is where we're going to end
Yeah.
today's session, as you're all hunched over this table. There is some snacks that you've occasionally bitten through, some dog that you've eaten as you pour over these schematics of perhaps your getaway thing. Good.
Just a question. Can you remind me of the name of the prince?
Yes, it is
Savar.
Savar. So it's
Savar,
Savar. And if you want, the title on the schematics is Comet. Yes. And that is where we shall leave today's session. A little uncertainty whether you can pull this off. You being realistic, it is going to be hard, but with the correct equipment, with the correct reinforcements, you're looking at something that can be successfully shunted out into.
Having an
Beautiful.
other space station as an ally would be good.
Yeah.
And as we conclude our session, you're all hunched over,
Yeah.
and that is where we're going to leave it off today. Thank
Lovely.
you all for watching. Thank you to you guys.
Thank you
for
to you for DMing.
Nice. Great
And
job,
we'll
yeah.
see you again in 2 weeks' time.
Yesh. And as a small update in general, tomorrow we will be doing a gaming stream doing For the King, me, Kiara, and Adam. Apart from that, typically next Wednesday there might be some either D&D reviewing or something else that we might come up with. But always Wednesdays and Thursdays tend to be our days in the evening where we try and be around to stream. Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night.